Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
So you've arrived in New Spore City. The only one of you who had any plans in this particular city was Oomoo. Oomoo was here for a druidic trial where he needed to go on a vision quest. And there's a temple of a circular building that is actually the sole thing that is growing on the floor of this and doesn't reach all the way up to the ceiling. It's about a 200-foot across giant circular mushroom. But that's basically in the middle of the city. There's plenty of spore people wandering around, but it's hard to get a lay of exactly how this place functions. It doesn't look like any kind of normal city that you visited before.
So is there any kind of like town square that we can find, like any central part?
Actually, that would be the area that I was describing as kind of that circular temple in the middle. That seems to be a place that's bustling.
Cool.
And above it, you can actually see there's like a hollowed out mushroom that grows from the ceiling that they've taken the middle out of, and there's ladders going up to it, and there are actually people walking around up there, and that looks kind of like a place where people are exchanging things.
Cool. All right. Hey, Aaron. Aaron? Hello?
Yeah?
All right. Listen. I need you to do something for me.
Well, I think
No.
you mean, could you please do something for me?
Well, I
but
was gonna
let's
say-
take it from the top.
I was going to say no questions asked, but I thought we were at that point in our relationship. I might have miss.
Just tell me what you need.
Right. I just need to crawl up on your shoulders, and I need you to help me get everyone's attention, right? Please, that's all I'm asking. I'm not going to do anything bad. I'm not going to steal anything.
But then
I'm
I'm
not
going to
gonna-
have everyone's attention.
No,
also.
I will. Trust me. I will.
Okay, fine.
All right. So I climb onto Aaron's shoulders
Yet again.
Okay, where are you?
in the center of town,
So you've
like
climbed up the ladders into this.
in where the most people can see.
Okay, that would probably be up there.
All right. All right, everyone, can I have your attention, please? Meowed.
And in the silence, hold 1 second. So
Yeah, no one in the city was talking.
first of all, what is it? Your ring that has the magical properties
I've got
that we just re-rolled.
Yeah, my Mighty Morphin Power Ring.
The Mighty Morphin Power Ring. The actual effect that it had, you just hear your voice boom out on a level that you had no idea existed before.
Aaron
and you can
immediately
feel-
goes to cover her ears, letting go of him. So you might need to roll to see if you can stay
roll
on.
a dexterity saving throw as you tighten your knees around her head.
18.
That'll do. That's a sentence I didn't know I'd say today. All right, so
Day night.
you hear everybody who's, even though if you're not up in this area, if you're in the city, you hear this booming gnome voice in common.
Undercommon.
In undercommon?
I'll probably do it once in common, once in undercommon.
Okay. So you hear
Like
it
at Disney
in
World.
common, say, attention, may I have you? And then he
Please
repeats
stand
in
clear.
undercommon.
Calling all Amanita to the central square. Calling all Amanita to the central square.
Okay.
I am highly suspicious at this point.
You actually see a couple who are around already up there who do move in your direction. And you see some from around different points of the city. It looks like the Amanita are the smallest of these three different types of mushroom people. You see some who look like they're still kind of scurrying around, but definitely a few who are starting to climb up into the central square. After a little while, you've got a group of probably 24 Amanita gathered around.
All right. Hello. Welcome. Undercommon, common, which one?
We can speak undercommon. Some of us can speak common, but
Undercommon
the
is
other
technically...
the other spories around, they don't talk.
All right.
Oh,
well,
like ever?
No, they communicate via spores.
Oh.
All right. Well, I only need the Amanita for that particular reason. See, I, touch his crown, am the king of magic,
This
and
is
I've
nothing.
traveled to the Underdark to find an Amanita to do a special quest for me.
All right. Roll a persuasion check.
It's a very corny quest.
Oh my god.
Stupid.
Okay. So
There's going to be a lot of fun, jovial, trivial things to do.
That's not shoehorning a stat.
I
That's
don't
crowbarring
think
a
that's
stat.
but you have advantage because of the crown, right?
Yeah.
Or is it? No, you get to add your spellcasting
I mean, technically,
modifier.
I would say I'm helping him in this situation by giving him the authority.
And you have the voice.
Of height.
yes.
So roll at advantage and add your intelligence instead of your charisma because you're using a crown.
That's a 19.
Okay. You've got their rapt attention.
All right. So, where did Dern go again? Just off mic. Like OOC. Dern went
He
to...
went on
I know,
the-
He went
to the mainland.
You don't know,
I know
where on
his-
the mainland he went.
He went to his
was-
temple,
He was from Kufo.
Kufo.
He went on a zeppelin to cross over to the mainland, and that's all you know.
Yeah. You know he's from Kufo.
Okay. So, there's a dwarf from Kufo. All right? This dwarf needs a message from us. All right?
Not me. Not me.
I
you.
need all of the Amanita that can, and I will pay in gold pieces and shells and other treasures for you to
Beyond
do
your
this.
Wildest dreams.
I need you to find this dwarf and relay a message to him. He's on the mainland. I need somebody, at least one of you, to step up. Probably a party would do better, but I need someone to come help the king of magic. I've traveled a long way to the Underdark,
This is
special
the longest
to find
monologue we've ever had on this
special
show.
to find you.
All right. So you see a few of the Amanita look around at each other, first questioning at like Kufo, and then questioning at like mainland and a
Up
dwarf.
above.
And they're kind of looking up, and most of them kind of just mumble to each other, and you see
The
even,
shiny one.
like some spores move from one to the other and drift over, and a few of them start mulling around and leaving, but one stays behind, and he kind of kicks a large spore sitting on the ground, and he says, "Well, now that they all have left, my name is Clathrus, and I know who you're talking about.
Can I
You're
put him down
talking
now?
about the Metal Man."
I am talking about
So-
the Metal Man.
You
Yeah.
get down and kind of get a little bit closer to this
I'm-
little guy.
I got my hands on my hips as she puts me down, so it still looks. I still feel authoritative.
Well, you do to this little
Authoritative is not a word,
18
but go
inch tall.
ahead.
Authoritative.
Authoritative. There
18-inch
you
tall mushroom guy who's got like a little it's a thorny, which is like this little spiky, looks kind of like a dog, but it's about the size like he could ride it. And he's got a spear, and he's got kind of this wild growth on the top of his head that's colorful. And he says, "I've met the Metal Man before."
DreamWorks is going to sue us. for Trolls, the movie.
We haven't
could see
seen
that.
that.
I never saw it.
But you have
Yeah,
children.
we
All
saw
of you
it.
have children. I've seen it and
I
you
saw it.
haven't?
How have you seen it?
I thought the kids are with you.
Not with me. I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry that we're talking about this now. This is on me.
Well, maybe I haven't seen it. I'm thinking of the trolls from Frozen. Never mind. I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, so was I.
Oh my god!
Our kids saw it at the sitter's house.
Oh, boy.
Not here, which
Oh.
is also where they saw Boss Baby, and they keep talking about it, and I'm like,
I have seen Boss Baby.
I have not.
Anyway,
Anyway, yes,
I-
you.
I doubted the Metal Man at first. I was the only one in my tribe who did, and I left to try and discover whether or not he was really the Metal Man. I went ahead on my faithful companion here, Thorny. and found the place where the metal man struck dead the Blight Mother. And the place was beautiful. We, my whole tribe and I, set up our new village there. And we built a statue to the new metal man.
Right, okay, right.
And I have been looking for him because I was told he might be questing to come in the Underdark. I have come to talk to my people here in New Spore City. But I have not found him.
He was supposed to be here with us.
And now the
realized
King of Magic has come to me and tasked me with a quest.
With a very important quest to find the metal man.
To fetch the metal man from the very sky.
This is great.
From the very sky. You are correct, my sweet, sweet Amanita son. Can I call you son?
It would be an honor.
Yes.
I guess I'm just standing here.
So, my son.
And this is how cults are born.
And I reach into a pack of grease that I've got on me, like a bottle. I'm sure I have one.
You
I'm sure
just
you do.
have a loose.
I stick my thumb in the bottle and I put it on his little mushroom forehead. And I say, I anoint you, my son. Go
Oh,
forth.
so this is how cults are formed.
Yep.
Go forth and find the metal man.
You never told her the message.
I'm not
you
done
dummy.
yet, you orc. All right, listen. First thing I want you to do, you see, how many fingers you got? 3? And 2 on the other hand? All right.
I lost one in
All right.
an incident.
So your 3-fingered one, your 3-fingered hand,
Yes.
I want you to only stick up the middle one at him.
Like this?
Just like that. Yes, perfect. And then I need you to say, that's from your old party. And then...
Is this the sign of our new religion?
Yes, it is. You are absolutely right. It's a sign of our new religion together. And where we worship the King of Magic. But I need you to bring back Dern. That's his name. He is the metal man. I'm gifting you with his actual name. Now, don't use any vowels if you write it. Just D-R-N.
I don't.
Like Yahweh.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't write.
Oh, good. Perfect. So, listen. Go find him, and whatever happens, do not leave his side until he comes back. Do not stop talking. Do not do anything until he comes back.
I will go to my village. I will gather up
As many people as you can.
Heidenellum. I will gather up my entire village, and we will find the metal man.
And you bring him to me.
Is there anything else you know about where he might be that could help us in our journey?
He's from Kufo. It's on the mainland. And he took
Wasn't he
a
going back
sky
to
ship.
his temple?
Yes, he's going back to his temple. And I know he took a sky ship. What was the name of the guy? I would.
It was the Thundercloud.
The Thundercloud.
And Griffin was the captain.
Griffin.
The gift.
The
Griffin the
GIF.
gift.
The GIF.
I thought it was a GIF.
No.
I smack him
In our religion,
at
it's a
80%
GIF.
strength.
Okay, roll an attack.
Do not attack him. And I can't. I don't know what I cast.
I'm not
Don't
actually.
hurt
I'm not
him.
actually going to do it.
Okay.
Go find him and bring him to me. Don't leave his side until he comes.
I will do my best for you, King of Magic.
And I kiss him on the forehead and say, "Go, be off with you."
Okay, you have grease on your lips.
Yeah, I was
now.
about to
That's
say.
okay.
Okay. And he hops on Thorny and gallops over toward the ladder, and you watch him guide Thorny awkwardly down this ladder, scurrying as quickly as he can, which is still fairly slow based on
Boy,
his
is
size.
Dern in for a surprise.
I'm being tested.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you need to do?
Let's go shopping.
That seemed perfect.
You owe me one.
All right, that's fine. Here, take one, and I flip her over a piece of gold.
Okay, I guess.
There's one.
All right. So how about, does anybody else have anything like that they need to do before we figure out what Oomoo's up to?
I have no idea what we're even supposed to be doing here.
It's just a place where
It's a stopping
you
point.
can resupply, but you can do that kind of when you're getting ready to head out.
I resupply.
Okay, it's easy enough to fill up water and get a few trade goods. They are on a route here, so there's like 3 or 4 places that have basic supplies and rations. But you can tell that they're not the types of things that they themselves eat. So you fill up.
I can't imagine Aaron has anything to do here.
All right, well, let's figure out what's going on with Oomoo then.
Oomoo.
So Oomoo heads over to the temple, where there are a group of the Usine, which are kind of the medium size of these mushroom people. They're like 2.5 or 3 feet tall, who don't speak. But when they see you approach inside the temple and see you covered with your mushrooms, they send you a spore that moves out across the air, and you breathe it in.
Yuck. Yuck.
Oh, that's the good shit.
And you get a message that basically says, your purpose. That's a question.
How do I communicate back? They're like, well, they understand.
You're gonna have you've talked to some of these mushroom people before, being in the circle of spores,
Right.
and you know that once you've sort of breathed in that specific spore, then you can communicate telepathically with that one creature.
But this is an audio podcast, so you have to speak it aloud.
No, me and Mike are just gonna look at each other and get some hats.
I'm here for a vision quest, man. Yes, his internal monologue is different than how he talks.
Okay.
I'm out.
And you hear a question back. You are Oomoo.
That's right.
And it kind of sounds like
I hate it.
your mother saying your name when he says it.
Aww.
You have a trial. There is a creature in another place far from here who needs your help. You will need friends. And that's the message that you get.
Okay, Oomoo kind of searches for some guidance on where he's going, or
Okay. You won't be leaving here, but you'll be going to another place.
you've just broken my mind.
Your body won't be leaving here, but you'll be going to another place. A place you must go and must share with 3 friends.
If only you had 3 friends.
Yeah. 3 friends that are here?
There were 3 friends who came in here with you, who are the 3.
But wait, what
There
about
were
Zev?
4. There were 5.
Plus Frogman.
What?
Malkovich?
Yeah, not Milosevic.
You're not. Wait, hold on. So you're counting Malkovich and you're not counting Hannah.
No, I said 4.
So there's
There's
Plus-
us
He had
3
5
plus
friends.
Zev plus Hannah.
And the Frogman.
And he's not a
that
frog
really-
man.
No, he's not, but that's
He's
how
a Frangaroo mare.
He's the mayor?
No, it ends in M-A-R-E like a nightmare.
Oh, okay. I was picturing him in a mayor hat with a monocle and a sack.
That's his
And little
Halloween
sucker
costume. He gets so many treats on Halloween when she goes door to door with him in this little mayor
He
outfit.
would. Mayor Malkovich.
I guess Oomoo kind of tries to search for faces. Of
Yeah, he
which
sends you the faces of the Grease Wizard,
Okay.
and he says, "Your dearest new companion." He sends you the face of Aaron, and he says, "The angry one."
No, Hold on. I object.
Perfect. And Kira. And he says, indecisive. Those are your 3 friends.
Except she picked her Titan feature first.
That's true.
I still don't have one.
Your first task
But what
is to
about
prove you have friends. For a druid who is by himself cannot befriend the land. Bring them back, and you will go on a quest together.
But what about Zev?
Zev's a warlock. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like him here.
Yeah, unless are you asking about Zev?
No. Uumu's good with it. He's
Okay.
willing to go with the flow.
Okay.
So Oomoo just kind of bows and slowly, respectfully walks back out of the temple and goes to try to find these 3.
All right. Well, you heard the grease wizard above any other noise in this city, which is fairly quiet to begin with. So you know he's up there, and that's also where Aaron is, so that would probably be where you'd start. I don't know. Did you follow GW and Aaron, Kira?
I guess. Distractedly.
Okay.
And especially once I heard that crazy, insane noise, yes.
Okay.
Did my ring lose any kind of color to it, or lose any kind of? I don't know. It didn't like my Mighty Morphin power ring, so it just looks the same. I'm seeing if it lost a charge.
Mm-mm.
Perfect.
You get the idea. Well, you can roll an Arcana check
Oh
about
yeah,
the
I can do
ring.
that. This is a game.
What?
7 plus 8.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think
You mean
this
I don't
is a
have
new
multiple
effect
personalities?
that your voice has about
don't?
when you want it to be loud,
Every one of them with at least one different accent.
has the power to
least.
sound and carry almost as far or about as far as a thunder wave.
Nice.
His
So
eyes just got huge.
You've got thunder voice right now.
Thunder voice. I love it.
Rename spell. Enter homebrew content.
Yeah, so you find Kira, Aaron, and the Grease Wizard up on top of that platform, which was a hairy thing to climb. But you
Do you mean
found
that
one of
literally?
the bigger ladders. Yeah. There's a lot of mushroom fibers sticking out of it.
So he just kind of lopes on up to everybody. Hey guys,
Hi.
All right. Hello.
who wants to go on a vision quest?
A what?
What?
Do you think you guys want to go on a vision quest? It'd be lots of fun.
We're supposed to be going someplace.
Well, how long is it gonna take?
I don't think it'll take very long.
Like hours wise, can I still feed my Clippy?
Yeah, sure. Does he actually know? Does he have any idea? Or
Is
am I
Hen-
just
Is
totally
Henna
bullshitting?
nearby?
The time when Oomoo has gone on his own trips, which were maybe not guided by his temple all of the time.
Trips.
The trips can feel like extremely long journeys, but when he gets back, it's usually just mealtime, and that's why he's back. It hasn't been that much time.
He gets
Well,
the munchies.
I can guarantee you're not even going to miss a meal.
All right. Well, you know it, Oomoo. Sure. Whatever.
That sounds great. What about you two?
Where's Henna?
I'm
Henna-
not talking to him. I'm talking to you.
This is Shark Tank. If you don't take this deal right
I
now,
guess Henna and Zev. I don't know where's Zev. Did he?
Zev would have been
follow?
hanging out with
Yeah.
GW.
So they're probably all together.
Henna, do you know what this is about? Is there time for this?
I try not to get involved in spory affairs. I just resupply the pack and move on. Usually, I don't. If you breathe in this stuff, you can kind of lose perspective for a little while.
Who was just sitting there nodding emphatically.
Not my bag, she says.
yeah, sure. You carried me. I'll carry you. Let's go. I'm down.
I guess I don't have anything better to do.
So long as it's not too long.
Oh, no, it's not going to be too long at all. And you're a ranger, right? You like the outdoors. This will deepen your connection to nature.
That was the Eva.
No, that was Aaron.
I look at Henna. Will you stay around while we do whatever this is, please?
I can. Yeah, I'm not going on without you. I'm here to help you.
Do you need
I
me to
keep an
help
eye
as
on
well?
you.
Oh, no, I think we're okay. Seth, why don't you go on with Henna there and make sure everything's okay with Malkovich? Okay. This is I have not experienced anything like this place before. I know, that's what makes it new and exciting. You can go shopping, see the sights. Look, that's a giant mushroom building. Why don't you go play? Okay. So that's just with Henna now.
Okay. And she's showing them where they can get some supplies and I guess just stocking up and taking a rest. It's been a long run along that road. Okay. So the rest of you head down to the temple and the Usune druid there, who you've kind of got the connection with, walks over to you and passes. He's got a little platter.
I keep doing this because he has basically paws. Not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
He's got a little platter, and he brings it around, and it's got these little shot glass-sized
I do it.
things of kind of a greenish, like a fermented vegetable-type drink.
Already down the gullet.
Okay. It's bitter. And he goes around and basically sends you the message, here are the 3.
Don't drink them yet.
Do not drink these. No. Whatever you do. No, and he passes them around. And he says, you have shown that you can be a friend of man. Now you must show that you can be a friend of animal. Drink.
Aaron looks down into hers and like sniffs it. Like, is it yucky?
I'm staring at the grease words and seeing what happens.
With your vegan diet, this wouldn't maybe be too unlike something you may have
It's
made
kale.
before.
It's important to note that
Yes.
Aaron's vegetarian. She does still eat cheese.
It's kale.
Okay.
But
Well, then this is disgusting. It
It's
is
a full-bodied
not cheese.
kale.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of like a kombucha.
I think about it long and hard and then like just down it as quickly as possible.
What time is it?
Real life?
No.
Oh, I'm looking at my computer.
In game.
You got here
You said it was
probably.
nearing the end of the day.
Yeah, it's probably like just after dinner.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and like spit. Oh wait, hold on. Can I go ahead and feed Clippy while I'm going down
Sure.
or whatever?
Before you go in.
Yeah. I'm getting a little nervous, so I got some sweat on me. I'm gonna go ahead and just bloop.
Okay.
I float up the whole shebang.
And
If you can deal
The
with
mushrooms
watching
kinda
that,
look
trust
at
me,
you.
this is nothing.
Kira finally takes hers. Ugh. That's horrible.
Oh wait, no, it was blood day. Excuse me.
Excuse
You know,
me.
they always say don't
Never
skip
skip
blood
blood
day.
Blood day.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm Eva, and you're listening to the Date Night Podcast. If you're interested in our homebrew items, class and race options, and other unique things about our show, you can get more information about most of them from our friendly neighborhood Game Moms Dungeon Master Guild titles. Some of them are offered free or pay what you want, and others are just a few dollars that are used to help support the show. You can find all of the titles by going to our website, d8nightpodcast.com, and clicking on the store tab, or by searching for Will Mayer on dmsguild.com. There are titles like The Path of Fury for the Barbarian, which I think is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Rules for Building Your Own Homunculus, Bloodlines, A Guide to New Playable Races, Backgrounds, and Feats, and Crinkle Fire Touches, Guides to the Homebrew Magic Items made for our campaign. Now let's get back to the action and hear what's in store next for our dumb idiots.
So after ingesting this kombucha-like drink,
Kombucha.
kabuta,
Buddha.
you experience the sensation of falling.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
The glowing hues of the mushroom structures around you start to smear out of shape and mix again and again, forming new colors that
God.
tickle your rods and cones until you feel
That's the worst way you could have possibly said that.
a keen desire to scratch your eyes. A feeling that fades as the colors liquefy and drip into pools of themselves. Each time a drop falls, it ripples across the surface of the pool, and as the ripples expand outward, each ring gains the color of the drop, but a new drop falls, and it's a different color. So the rings alternate now. Yellow ochre,
dice for this.
phthalo blue, emerald green, and more drops fall, drops of various sizes, and their sounds begin to reverberate off the cave walls or off your eardrums, you can't tell, into a steady rhythm with a melody from a new pool beside you, and a new pool, another melody, and another, and another. And
with me. And
It's perfect.
sued by whoever owns the rights to Wonka.
Pretty sure that's Disney.
Until all the
keep on
pools...
flowing.
Let's see. Another and another until all the pools are you and the sounds cause your liquid form to reorganize into a contented group of fractals.
I don't know about contented, but okay.
And you bask in it for what seems like a very long time.
Do I?
And you can hear each other thinking now.
Oh,
This
no.
This
is
is
really
happening.
creepy. This is really
You
unnerving.
just hear from Oomoo.
So what are you thinking?
This is really creepy. This is really unnerving.
This is not what I expected. Whee!
Dudes, just go with it, okay? This is gonna be good. Just go with
I
it.
mean, like, my amazing muscles are basically all I have going on, and I don't feel very muscular right now, so I'm concerned.
All right. Well, this is fun. Where are we going?
I don't want to be a puddle.
And after a little while of hearing this music around you that is starting to like reverberate throughout you, you see a midnight black droplet of liquid form above you, growing as it dangles down from the twilight purple sky, inching closer to the water, growing, and the sounds of all of the other drops stop as all of the would-be melodious precipitation absorbs into the black glob, and it detaches from the sky, holds in place for just a moment, and then careens down off the ceiling and into the silence. It strikes the colored pools attached to you that are an extension of you, and it lets out a discordant tone. I was totally expecting somebody to make a Christopher Nolan sound.
I was waiting for a pause to start singing The Sound of Silence, but you know.
And other black drops follow, with the speed of a double bass pedal, smashing into the fractaled pools and breaking their patterns into cracks that splinter across your surface, giving you the sensation of turning into a mortal jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, this is a little harsher than what I'm used to.
All right. Ow. Maybe.
And a moment later, you can't hear each other thinking anymore. You're apart, and you're falling again. This time into an acrid, wet, dark place. And you land in a pile of decaying or fermenting plant matter.
Oh, okay, this is nice again.
It's dark, but you can see each other no more than 5 feet apart, but seemingly miles away because you recognize that you were one liquid entity a moment ago and not 4, and now that you're not anymore, you've never felt so alone. Oomoo, you count as level 5 for this scenario.
Ooh.
So we're going to let you level,
Okay.
but you're not going to select new spells.
Oh.
So you're going to get to roll your hit dice and level up.
Was it a
in that.
day?
You don't have to necessarily keep this if you want to keep your sheet at level 3. But for this experience, you're going to have those extra hit points and the extra spell slots and the 2 extra ability scores.
Hold, please.
Okay. So we're going to figure
I've
that out.
forgotten everything.
Grease Wizard doesn't like the feeling of being alone.
Yeah, this would be particularly
Yeah, it's
hard
8.
for.
Yeah,
GW.
Aaron might throw up a little bit.
2 plus
You might.
4.
Can feel that.
Kira's in frozen fear.
6, it's
You can
another
feel the
10.
kabuta.
It's going to be up to 32 HP. And then at level 5, he's up to +3 proficiency. And we've got... I'm still looking at level 3. 4, 3, and 2 third levels.
And you can increase 2 of your ability scores by 1 for now also.
Okay, can I pick a feat later if I...
Yeah,
search?
yeah, this
Okay.
is just temporary.
Let's go with 1 wisdom, bringing me to 16 and a +3. Go and bring it up to strength to get rid of my negative.
Okay. This is how you can use your 3rd level spell slots. You can either empower lower level spells as you usually could, cast them at a higher level, or you can cast the following 2 things. There's you can create an astral form of yourself, which is a spectral image that's immune to damage and it's invisible, and it lasts for an hour. It can't attack or cast spells or speak.
Right.
And your body in this scenario, since it's not your body, you're just sort of imagining that it is, that disappears. So you basically transform into this other form. You can end it as a bonus action at any time. But that would take a 3rd level spot. Or you can cast Lucidity. If you cast that, you can change a detail of the world, the narrative, or someone around you in a small but meaningful way.
Oh, okay, small.
Okay? So you can actually change the world you're in, the way the story's unfolding, or one of your companions or one of your enemies.
Now, when you say the way the story's unfolding, just within this sort of dream state?
Yes.
Okay.
All this is for this particular scenario that's going on.
Okay.
All right. Any questions about that?
No.
So, as you sort of land in this fermenting and decaying plant matter, will everybody please do a perception check?
17.
7.
5.
6.
Okay. Aaron alone notices these swarms of small, like bug-sized things creeping up in the direction Aaron's facing, but sort of behind everybody else.
Bug-sized, you said.
Yeah, they're like the size of decent-sized beetles, but they're in big swarms. And they're moving in your direction rapidly.
Guys? And I just kind of get everyone's attention and, like, point towards it.
Okay. Everybody, you turn around and you see these, it's like 4 different swarms of these things, just making a quick path toward you. And you can see that some of the time they're on top of what looks like this decaying plant matter, and sometimes they're swimming through some sort of liquid. And as you see them swim through the liquid, you can see that unlike bugs, they're not like 6-legged things. These things have like 100 little philia or cilia, I don't remember which is which, that they're kind of swimming through the liquid with in your direction. And anybody roll a nature check?
Nothing.
21.
21?
16.
12.
Okay, these are not any kind of bugs that you've seen that exist like inside nature.
Do I have any idea of what they are? With the 21?
I'm trying to think about what people in this world would know about them. You get the feeling like these are unseen organisms generally, but you are seeing them.
They're
I guess
germs.
that's
So are
the
they
best I
germs?
can do.
They're germs.
We wouldn't have a concept of that, though.
They're flu season.
Would the spore people that I've often hung out with have any conception of what a germ is?
No,
No?
probably
Okay.
not.
Well, I was saying that out of character.
They
Aaron wasn't
wouldn't
going.
get sick. So
Yeah.
All right, should I kill them?
I really don't know. I mean, I was sent down here to befriend nature. Maybe these are part of nature. So Oomoo steps to the front, and he just kind of gingerly puts his hand,
Okay.
hoof or whatever, down.
As the swarms are
Is
approaching.
like, one of the first
Okay.
waves.
All right. So Oomoo reaches down near the decaying plant matter, right where it kind of meets some of this liquid, as the first swarm, which is maybe 15 or 20 feet ahead of the others, starts to make landfall, I guess we
Sure.
could call it. Plantfall, the new Bond movie. And Oomoo sticks his hand out there, and you watch as they start crawling up his arm and up onto his shoulder and his neck until, are you doing anything, or they're just sort of climbing?
Kind of watching for right now.
Okay.
You know that scene in Lilo and Stitch when all the mosquitoes start to land on Pleakley, and he's like, "Oh look, they've chosen me as a host. They love me," and then starts screaming when they all bite him at once.
I haven't seen that one either.
No, I haven't either.
Aw.
It's been a long time.
Well, that's what I'm
That's for
visualizing.
you younger listeners.
That's right.
It's really not like.
No, Lilo and Stitch was out like when we were, that was what, early 2000s, right?
Yeah, but we weren't kids.
Anyway,
That was out.
it's a very specific scene in Lilo and Stitch, and it's what is happening here right now.
So these things start to crawl up. They cover you until basically your surface, instead of mushrooms, as it usually is these little crawling things. And then, like that famous scene in Lilo and Stitch,
Oh no!
they
Oh no!
bite simultaneously. And sort of, since you weren't dodging,
Well, it was nice to know you all.
Arn
deal,
starts laughing.
8 damage.
Does he
Okay.
give any kind of like or anything? Like Oomoo?
Oh, God!
All right, then fireball at the next wave.
Oh, at the next wave.
Yeah, at the
I was
next
like,
wave.
well.
Just
Okay.
automatic reaction.
30,
I'll roll a
32
dex
minus,
for them.
what's 32 minus 8? 24? 24.
You want to roll your fireball damage?
Yeah, can I have that?
Actually, the fireballs, if you roll like 1s and 2s, the fireball's going to toast this swarm.
All right, that's fine.
Because
But
they,
that's
they
just
failed their save.
that's just Grease Wizard's initial reaction,
Yeah.
just a whoosh.
So you toast one of the 3 approaching swarms.
whoa.
What action is Arn and Kira? What action do you want to take before these things move forward? It looks like they're going to be on you before the next turn.
Run.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. So you're going to run, just dash.
Yep.
Okay.
Arn is out of here.
So Aaron dashes. Probably they were sort of coming from a few different directions, but there's one clear path now that's been scorched. So you're going to run through where GW's fireball went. All right. So Aaron just dashes, 80
Like waving
feet.
my arms in the air like someone being chased by bees. Like, get out, go.
bees. All right. So Aaron's running from the bees. Kira.
moving away as well.
Okay. Kira runs.
In a calm and collected fashion.
Disturbed and very unnerved.
Oomoo, aren't you glad you brought your friends?
Yes.
All
So is it my turn again?
Yeah. Be your turn, and then it's going to be the swarm's turn.
Just so I'm clear, this astral form, like you said, basically dissolves my physical body until I can use a bonus action to come back out of it again,
Yep.
right? Okay. Astral form to get this unholy whatever this
Swarm
is off of
you.
me.
Okay, your speed is doubled too while you're in astral form.
Move through that gap that Aaron was heading through,
Okay.
and then dismiss
All right.
as
So
my bonus action.
you can move about 60 feet, so you can almost catch Aaron. She can run 80.
Okay, yeah, I'll catch Aaron, and then
So you're
poof.
about 70 feet away from these things when they start their turn, and 60 feet away from the ones that were on you. Grease Wizard, they're nearby you, the one swarm. It's going to start to try and swarm up you, but you're not just letting it, so they'll have to try to make an attack.
Okay.
That's a 13 against your AC.
Nope.
So you just start stomping as these things try to come up, and they can't really... A couple of them get on your boots, but they can't get up anywhere where they can hurt you. It's your turn. The other swarms have moved close, They're maybe now 5 feet away. They've started to climb onto the plant matter. And,
I'm going to cast a Thunder Wave.
okay. Yeah, everybody's out of the way. So you're just going to hit these things. What do they have to do?
It is a Constitution save, which I can't imagine is
Single-celled
A
organisms.
1, a 2, and a 10.
nice. All right, that's 2d8 damage, and they get pushed 10 feet away.
Well, with the addition, it's 1, a 3, and an 11.
5, 3,
It's 8.
8,
8 damage.
and they get pushed 10 feet away.
10 feet back. Okay. You seem like the swarms thin out to about half of their original size, and they get knocked. They're all about 15 feet away from you right now. Arn, it's your turn. Still B run?
Yeah.
Okay. Arn goes another 80 feet away from the bees.
All I have is my axe. Like, I don't know what you expect me to do.
And Kira.
I'm having flashbacks.
Are there any that are
Running away from the group.
Yeah, with the steam elemental.
Yeah.
are they
She's due for another runaway.
Like, Arin is, like, not really scared of much, but she's not stupid. Like, I'm not going to just stand there when there's absolutely, literally nothing I can do.
And the embodiment of the common cold is right before her.
are they close to me?
You ran 60 feet away, so they're like
I
70
didn't
feet from you.
dash. I just moved away, so
Oh,
I guess
okay.
30.
Kira
So
picked
they're
up at
40 feet away from
a
you.
leisurely pace.
I'm watching what they're doing.
They're trying to get back on the place where the grease wizard is.
I'll just stand and watch.
Okay.
Because I don't
And watch.
I don't think there's anything I can really do either.
That famous Kira move.
Okay. Oomoo.
I honestly, I don't know what to do either. Thorn whip? I mean, I'm not targeting an individual cell here, but I'm kind of just
Do you have cure disease or something?
no, not. I mean, I may have, but I have to go in with the spells that I have. So,
And I don't think you would have any conception that this is a disease, perhaps.
no, not really. Okay, I want to thorn whip one of the remaining. I actually had my druid stuff closed. I'm sorry.
That's right.
It's a cantrip.
What kind of damage does that deal?
Piercing.
Okay.
So, long life is a melee spell attack. Roll to 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Do 1d6 piercing.
Your count is level 5 right now, so 2d6.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. It's going to be 8 damage.
That's going to get halved as piercing damage as you just kind of slap and you squish like 2 of these things out of the swarm.
And then as my reaction, I want to do Halo of Spores, which is just 3 poison damage.
Okay. How far does that go?
10 feet, but aren't they still sort of close?
No, you moved like 60 feet away.
Never mind.
So your Thorn Whip's iffy. You kind of had to take a couple steps to cast that.
Okay.
All right. Grease Wizard, they're all almost swarmed together into a single area now.
I run towards them.
Okay.
I do a really cool jump. It's an 11 plus athletics or acrobatics. That's a 14.
You do a sort of cool jump.
I think it looks cool.
You do.
And I cast another thunder wave, right? I go right in the center, and then boom.
Okay. 5, 7, and 6.
No, no, and no. 1.
2?
Yeah.
2 damage?
Yes.
Boom.
But they get pushed
Cool
10 feet.
jump? Yeah, they do, because they
10
failed.
feet away.
So they get blasted 10 feet back, and they kind of coalesce back into one swarm about the size of, what originally was one swarm. That's about how many are left. And when you cast that, the echo of the thunder wave reverberates off the walls inside here, and you feel like the ground kind of slosh a little bit. But you also feel, and this doesn't usually work this way, but you feel one of your spell slots come back to you.
Heyo, which one?
First level.
Okay.
You were going to take Arcane, or what was it called?
Arcane
Echo?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your... You make the connection back to your time where you were fighting the blue dragon, the adult blue dragon, and the empowerment you received from Takashi's spell of imbuing you with the old Titan's power. And now you learn a little bit of how to recover a spell's energy after you cast it and absorb it back into yourself.
All right, nice.
And now you have access to all of the stuff from that particular feat.
Yes.
All right. Cool. And Aaron, you're 160 feet-ish away and up against the edge of like a wall. Roll an investigation check.
Not great. That's a straight 5.
It's squishy.
I don't love it.
Okay. You don't. Kira, you doing anything?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm moral support. Yay.
Oomoo.
Go Grease Wizard and whatever Oomoo's doing.
By the way, you push them back, they moved forward again. They're about 5 feet, but they're not able to get to you because they have very little movement.
I would like to infest the swarm.
Fair enough.
Okay.
What can that possibly mean?
It has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6.
They've not been doing well with that.
No, 2d6,
That is a 6.
which is well below my spell save. So it takes 4 poison damage and must move 5 feet in a random direction. So roll a d4.
So long as
Scatter.
it's not a 1, it's not towards Sam. It's a 4, so directly away from the Grease Wizard. That swarm thins out to about half of its size as you see some of the creatures kind of turn a sickly green color. And it is GW's turn.
I'm going to run. I do the same cool jump.
Okay.
Nope, I do not. It was a 6.
You splash awkwardly in the water after this group.
And boom.
Okay. That's a 1. All right, if I ever give you this dice,
Throw it back.
don't roll it. This gold one, because that's what they've been failing their saves with mostly.
Maybe that might work for me then.
Just to reverse
6.
it. Yes.
And then 8.
All right, that's way enough. Poof, you watch just an explosion of these things as they fly up in the air, and some of the water, well, not water, the liquid around you flies up into the air too.
If it's not water, what is it?
I hesitantly walk back to the group.
As
By
you,
the group, I mean 2.
are you walking back, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get back together, you feel sort of another shake like you felt when the second thunder wave went off, and you hear like a gurgling and rumbling sound.
Uh-oh.
And then in the distance, about 40 feet away, out of the soup of, whatever's around you with this fermenting plant matter and this kind of acrid liquid, this huge, like, tapeworm looking thing bursts up out of the water, and it just keeps towering up and up and up until
Aaron
it
turns
looks
and
like
starts running in the other direction.
until it looks like it's about 30 feet out of the water, but still has enough underneath the water to support it. And then when it looks like
God.
it's just about to crash, like start to crash back into the water, it rights itself, pulls itself up, turns its head toward you, even though it doesn't have any eyes, seems to notice that you're there, and opens its slit of a mouth. And we're going to leave it there until next week.
Huh? But we have more time.
I just pulled my bow out and I was going to shoot at the mouth and I rolled a 19. Can I write down my 19?
We'll see.
I insist that you do.
You can write it down.
What if it's just going to say, hello, everybody, thank
But
you.
it might be,
Oh,
it might
God,
be
my
your
eye.
initiative.
No, I have to kill you all.
Yeah.
But I was drawing back and I rolled a 19.
Drawing back and getting ready to shoot is where we're going to leave off.
Thanks for sharing our date night with us and exploring a whole new world together. We'll see you again next week. Until then, keep in touch by following us on Twitter at Date Night Podcast or visiting datenightpodcast.com.